Where'd you go? Oh, there you are.
My apologies.
No, you're fine. This is the omen of what's gonna happen today.
This is us fanning the flames of the drama from this episode, honestly.
Both
Because,
episodes.
both episodes. Because, dear lordy lordy, if the challenge is doing one thing this season, it's actually having mid levels of drama, just like they normally do.
Mid-level drama, but also, like, why did it finally pick up?
I mean, I think we took out some of the coasters, which didn't hurt. And, now we're in a situation where there is a very clear side that we all root for, and then there is the side that involves Tory Deal. So because of that, you know, we are in a much better position for rooting at this point. We have people to root for. Um,
Yes.
yes.
But anyways, well, before we talk about all of that, welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am Brandon, your professional fangirl of Constant Dragon video games. I finally brought it with me.
Cup
Cup
mug.
mug,
Na,
da,
na,
da,
na,
da,
na,
da,
na,
da,
na,
cup mug.
cup mug.
In my cup mug today, I am drinking coffee. As of recording, I'm a tired bitch right now because still slightly hungover. Let's just say that.
Relatable content starring Brandon Wu. And hello, everybody. I am Brooke, the president of the Amanda Garcia Stan Club, the president of the I Don't Like Tory Deal Club, and the absolute president of Sebastian was on the season club. Um, and I am drinking water out of my souvenir cup that I got at Scarowinds this weekend.
Ooh,
Yeah,
oh,
I
that's
got to go do
cute.
I got to go do spooky things. It was a very fun, spooky time. And if you have not had the opportunity to go to Scarowinds and you live like within like a 4 to 5 hour radius, take the time to go. It's not that expensive. It's a really good time. Um, but yeah, Challenge USA Season 2, Jazz Hands.
Jazz hands. You weren't here 2 weeks ago, so
I
I
was
need to
not.
ask you about like those past eliminations.
I feel nothing with Alyssa Snyder. I
Fair.
continue to feel nothing with Alyssa Snyder. I mean, okay, Alyssa's one of those people that I have just never been too big of a fan of, right?
Mm-hmm.
So her leaving didn't care. Sebastian, yay.
Yay.
Goodbye. Get out of here. Making out with Tori Deal. That's a quick way to get on my shit list. And then
Exactly.
Kristen West, I mean, okay, yes, is West a controversial figure in the challenge? Yes. Did he just claim to be retired online right after he got eliminated? Yes. Do I believe that for even remotely a second? Maybe. We'll see what he does. We'll see. I mean, to be fair, he's retired like 2 other times. So if he stays retired, I won't be shocked. But if he doesn't, I wouldn't be surprised either. I think we're just gonna have to see. Um, but I will say, no matter who that Chris absolutely kicked his butt in an elimination, and it was kind of hard to watch.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, so we are down to our final 12 as of these 2 episodes.
Yep. So we come back into the house. Alyssa and Wes just got eliminated because it was a double elimination last episode. And Chris is back is against the wall because this was the last 2 weeks ago. Um basically Chris was basically Chris against the entire house because he
Mm-hmm.
kind of blew up his game. Um however, we'll get into it, but like it seems as he's trying to like pick it back up with a couple of some of the other people in the house, like aka some of the survivor girls with um Desi, Michaela, and Chanel.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of see this as an advantage for him because, like, of course, like everyone Survivor is working with each other, with the exception of Cassidy, unfortunately, because after that elimination as well, because Cassidy keeps getting put in the arena, Cassidy's like, yeah, I'm basically by myself at this point.
I mean, if you're Cassidy, it's supposed to be the Survivor girls are supposed to be working with you, and you're supposed to be in alliance with them. I mean, look at the votes. I mean, granted, she was the winner pick both times she's went in, But historically, even they haven't exactly been keeping her name out of their mouths. So I get where she's coming from, but at the same time, if you're Cassidy, you have to think, well, I'm this close to the end, They have to run. They have to have multiple people to make it to a final. She has to know she's getting close. And in her position, just keep your mouth shut. You don't have to, call people out 24/7, but I get it. I would be frustrated
No,
if I
no,
were
I'd
her
be
too.
frustrated too because again, Cassie has this is now I think her third time or second time or prior. I don't remember, but
Hmm.
the the fact that she's been in the arena so many times already at this point,
Hmm.
again, like calling Chanel's name out because she hasn't been in the arena yet. Yeah, that wasn't smart in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, Cassidy's, sent both of the Alyssa's packing this season. So
Hmm.
good on her for that. But also, like, Cassidy's one of those players that I do feel like is underestimated by pretty much everyone in the house. And it's happened a few times with her. So I think if, she can, and to be fair, she also did get nominated the week before when Sebastian left. She was the other person like eligible to go in. So for her, if she's gonna have to fight her way out, she's gonna have to fight her way out. I do worry for her at this point, but we're gonna see what happens.
Now, would you say keeping the same people in the arena is like a scapegoat, or is that strategic though? Because
It's just like a block star in Big Brother to
no,
me.
because like
Like
when you
it's
think,
easy.
because like this is how I think about it. Because like, yes, in your alliance, you don't want to put like your alliance members in for elimination to risk them. However, like, what if putting the same people in to like strategize to like allow eliminations in other instances? Like, think about
Hmm.
that.
Well, I mean, if you look at what they have done to Chris, okay, at this point he's been in three.
Hmm.
He's already been through three eliminations, won them all, sent three people packing. It is interesting to me that if you're, Corey or Fessy to an extent, that you're not thinking, I am sitting next to a man who has won 7 seasons of the challenge, who is known to be great at running finals, and we're getting really close to the end. Why on God's earth would I want to take him to a final? Right?
Hmm.
And I mean, if you're Chris, I mean, you have to be thinking, well, I'm just going to have to fight every week. If I don't win, I'm going home.
Oh yeah.
And there will come a point now. I mean, now after these two episodes, we're at the final five guys. Where that alliance of four is gonna have to break up because they can't all make it to the top four without sending someone down to the arena.
Exactly. So, all right, we get into the next challenge. It's called Slippery Business. They're basically oil wrestling.
I hated it. I hated it so much. Okay, the actual challenge, fine, whatever. I get oil wrestling is like a big like cultural thing in Croatia too. Like, cool. But like, did you have to do the dramatic, like, faux sexy close ups of all the people dumping the oil on their body? And, like, keeping it 100, none of these men are cute. Okay? None of them are cute.
That
So,
part.
like,
That
other than,
part.
okay, now, with the exception of Corey Wharton. Corey Wharton, you're a very
Okay.
attractive man. But the
Okay.
rest of these people are not cute. Okay? So I'm having to watch these people just dump these big buckets of oil on their body. I'm just like, y'all, you couldn't have done this challenge when Lewis was still on the show.
Again, filler.
Please.
So this was all filler, if I'll be
It,
honest.
so familiar. Um, and then when the girls do it, they do it to the girls too, and I'm like, kill me, kill me. Um,
Okay, so they
so
start with the guys.
yeah, so it's basically like oil wrestling sumo. So they have to get a body part out of the ring, and
Uh-huh.
whoever's body part gets out of the ring is out.
Yeah.
Um, but it's all six of them at once, which is so much fun to watch as an audience member. So much fun.
Like, yeah, that's I don't know how to like feel about this because like they're all in it together and it's just like, ooh.
It does. It is a bit of like, okay, touchy subjects in Survivor, right?
Kinda, yeah.
It's the one where like they ask questions and then they had to answer the questions beforehand, and then it's like a majority rules kind of thing. Um, But the important part of that is after whoever gets the answers correct gets to like take a chop off somebody's rope, and once you get 3 chops, you're out or something like that, pretty
Okay.
consistently. I've always hated that challenge because it leans into majorities and it lets the majority alliances just run through people, right? Also a reason I don't like this challenge because it's letting, the 5 men who are against Chris Underwood collectively team up and eliminate Chris Underwood, who
Mm-hmm.
outside of maybe Fessy, I think, would probably crush every single person in this challenge in a head-to-head wrestling match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was basically everyone jumping Chris. Like, that's how everyone described it because they were jumping Chris. I was like, "Ooh, honey." Uh, I don't know how, of course, Chris was fighting for dear life, but unfortunately, he was the first eliminated of everyone,
Mhm.
um, which
And
kind
then
which kind
you
of
have that,
sucks.
yeah, it very much sucked. And then you had that mob before go after Tyler, right? And again, I am not a Tyler Crispin fan, okay? To be blunt. But at this point, I got to root for somebody. So
Hmm.
Tyler goes out. And then I don't remember who with bananas. He manages to get bananas out at the same time.
Hmm. With
Um,
with yeah, Josh and Bananas kind of went out at the same time.
no, Tyler pulls bananas out with him when they're
Oh.
leaving, right?
Uh-huh.
So you're down to Josh, Festy, and Corey, and Festy has done nothing this
Oh
entire
yeah.
challenge, right?
Hmm.
All he's doing is basically just like standing back and letting people do these like one-on-one fights. So then you have Josh and Corey fight, and Corey beats Josh, but like you can tell Corey's a little gassed at this point. Um, so then at this point, even the confessionals are like, yeah, Fessy's probably got this in the bag, yada, yada, yada. And then Corey's just like, nah, and just
No,
kicks him
yeah.
out.
With wrestling and football background, like
Mhm.
I don't think you could beat that.
Yeah. I also think Fessy may have just underestimated Corey at that point. I think Corey just maybe had more in the tank than he was letting on. But whatever it was, Corey won for the boys. And then we go to the girls, and this is where I love this challenge because it allowed a majority of people to team up and eliminate Tori Deal, which,
Hmm.
yay!
And Tori
Yeah,
was first to be eliminated during that, which
it's beautiful. It's just so beautiful.
and
Tori
then
goes out,
Tori
and
Tori's out, and then immediately um
mhm.
Cassidy tries to go for Chanel.
No, let's Chanel goes for Cassidy.
Oh,
Let's be 100 here, okay? Because Cassidy's just standing there, and then Chanel just goes and just grabs her and pulls her to the ground. Now to be fair, I don't blame her. I mean, at this point, you're not working with her. Um, but then Michelle gets tossed out before Cassidy gets eliminated. And then Desi and Cassidy get eliminated at the same time. So you're down to Michaela and Chanel, and they kind of go to war.
oh yeah.
Um, I don't know how long it actually was like for the people, but it felt like a good 5 minutes at
Yeah, they
least of
they
them
took
just
a
going.
while. That was one of
Yeah.
the longer instances I remember because it didn't take long for Corey and Fessy, but Michaela and Chanel took a while.
Hmm.
I was genuinely like, oh my god, this is actually like entertaining to watch. And then Tori thought this was like WWE, and I was just like, is it?
As a WWE fan, I can personally say no. But I mean, again, disagreeing with Tori Deal, it's part of my daily diet. So, um,
True.
but regardless, Michaela was able to eliminate Chanel, and Michaela and Corey won the daily. Yay! The most likable male in the house, and Michaela. Yay! Okay, Michaela. Both of us are rooting for Michaela. We
Oh,
both love
obviously,
Michaela. We love
obviously.
Michaela. Um, and out of the 6 men that are left, okay, Corey has the least punchable face and has the most genuine personality outside of Chris. So like, cool, yay! If one of the 4 challenge men had to win, at least it was Corey, and not like Fessy.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we
Again,
get
I'm a
yeah,
bad.
yeah. So we get back into the house. Already strategizing beginning on who's gonna be who Michaela and Corey are gonna pick for their nominations. Um, Michaela is trying to bring up the idea of trying to put in Tori as a because we're in this far we're this far into the game, and Michaela wants to make big moves. However, Chanel's thought process is like, I know in Survivor, like she said that in Survivor that Michaela likes to make big moves, but in the challenge, maybe less is better. I don't know how I feel about that.
Fully on board with Team Michaela on this.
No,
Okay, I get
same.
where Chanel is coming from, right? Early game, right? When you're like episode 5, episode 6, you don't want to throw in just random people, right? People that are your targets, especially if they have allies left in the house. But you are literally down to 6 girls, okay? You have very minimal opportunities left to get somebody out that you don't want to see in a final. And in a situation where you have power over determining definitively someone will be in the elimination, take the shot. Like, she's gonna be there if you do not try to get her out. There's none of that like placating bullcrap at this point at all. Because let's tell facts, okay? What ended up happening in the episode, they tried to vote Tori in too, right? What was the difference between putting her in the elimination versus voting her in to Tori, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
Tori's going to feel betrayed either way. So if you're not going to try to, because every other girl you're working with, right? If you want it to be Cassidy and Tori, just put Tori in. Like it's people are going to vote for Cassidy. It has happened many times.
Mm-hmm.
But I get where Chanel is coming from because I understand the thought of let's not mess with the house, let's not throw the house into chaos, let's just do it behind the scenes and all that mess. But they have the numbers on you in the hopper.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Like I'd rather I'd rather just like bite the bullet there rather than try to like play by chance. Because again,
Mm-hmm.
we'll get to it when we get there. So Corey and Michaela have their nominations meeting. Michaela's trying to push Tori, however, Corey's not having it.
Don't blame him.
I don't blame him though,
I
because
mean, for his game,
obviously,
absolutely not. Like, there's no
for
reason for him to worry
mhm.
about that.
Yeah, because Corey being aligned with who he is, with who he has right now, it's like don't want to put Tori in, and they kind of, I wouldn't say unfortunate, but like the cards fell on who they had to pick,
Hmm.
Tyler and Cassidy.
I will say, I mean, it's a little unfortunate. I will say, I think for Tyler especially, right? Cassidy. I mean, I'm not a huge fan. Never really have been. I think she should have won her season of Survivor, but like Tyler just did not have a good set of people coming into this cast. He didn't really have anybody outside of Monty that really wanted to work with him. So him getting sacrificed again to go back into elimination for I believe the third time at this point, um, it's a bit rough. And again, not a Tyler Crispin fan, but it's annoying. I can get where he's at.
Hmm. I mean, his back was against the wall, like at this point, because again, now that um, who like everyone who got eliminated prior, he's basically just on his own, and obviously just losing Alyssa. So
Hmm.
where does he stand at this point? So this was like his kind of last chance.
Hmm.
Um, but and then we finally get a fun moment where they're partying up in the house, and Cassie and Michelle share a kiss.
Good for you, ladies.
I love that. I honestly love
Happy
it.
for you.
And then the guys proceed to try to talk about the vote right now. And I'm like, "Ooh, honey, this
Uh,
is no," because like
I just,
at that point they were just like, "We need to try to get Chris out." I was just like, "Ooh, this
I,
is
I just need a break from these men. I need
literally."
all of them, all 6 of them. Just give me a week where I don't have to look at any of their faces, and we'll be set. And add Tori Deal into that, and we'll be even more set. um,
You're not wrong. You're not. Hold on.
God, I
I
miss
need
Amanda.
it. Hold on.
Um,
Say their names.
say their name. God, I miss Amanda. But regardless, um, So there is then a plan, right? Because the guys want to make it a guys elimination and the girls want to make it a girls elimination because they know if they're safe, that's one step closer to the finale because they also know that if the challenge is like, hey, there are a certain number of people that run the final, the next elimination is going to be the other opposite gender. Um, so you get the politicking starts. The guys are like, let's just send in Chris. That way we lose either Chris or Tyler. Yay. And everybody on that side is pretty much on board with it, including Tori for whatever reason. And then Chris, because he doesn't want to go in. And the Survivor people basically agree, let's just vote for Tori and send Tori in against Cassidy. Which, again, if you wanted to send in Tori, you should have done it to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but Michelle, she's agreed to vote for Tori. And, kind of did spearhead a little bit of that, too. She did kind of go around politicking to get people to vote for Tori. So she kind of just sneaks through and everybody's voting and pretty much everybody's voting exactly where you would expect them to. And then Michelle's like, I've been playing the middle this entire game and now I have to decide which of the two sides I want to go with. I'm like, should this not just be like a relatively easy decision?
No,
Like,
literally,
to
like,
me, I feel like this would be ridiculously easy.
well, obviously because we don't like Tori, but at that
Well,
point, for her, again, she played both sides of the house, and how I see it, she was trying to like think of what was gonna be better for her. But and I'll be honest, like if she had turned on one another, like turned on one side, like basically it was over. So
I mean, she had no option. I get it. Both of her options were not good. But that then comes down to, were you really playing the middle effectively? If you're playing the middle, I mean, if I were her, I'm throwing a vote. I'm throwing a vote literally wherever that is not Tori or Chris. I'm throwing a vote on, like, I don't know, like Josh or somebody random. Like, you don't want to put a vote on people who, you know, could be genuinely angry with you long term. You want to have the ability to work with these people because let's say it ends up being a guy's elimination, which it did. How do you make it through the next round without getting targeted by the people you burned so quickly? Which we'll see the answer to that shortly. But
all right, we get the votes. We have 3 votes for Tori, 1 vote for Chanel, and 6 votes for Chris.
do we know who that random vote for Chanel was? I'm looking right now.
That was probably that was probably Michelle.
It was Tyler,
Oh, it was
actually.
Tyler.
It was
Okay.
Tyler. Okay. Yeah, so Michelle ends up working with the challenge vets. Boo. Boo, Michelle. Boo.
No.
You
Trisha, we
made
were
up.
rooting for you.
We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
Learn something
There's
from
never a,
this.
there's never a wrong time for Tyra Banks. Um, except for Dancing with the Stars. But yeah,
Oh, and
so
America's Got Talent.
we end up sending. Yeah, did I freeze there for a sec?
No, you're fine.
Okay. But yeah, so we end up seeing Tyler and Chris in elimination. Duh. I
Duh.
mean, it's unfortunate, but duh. Um, so the elimination is barrel tag. This is quite possibly the most low budget challenge elimination I have seen in ages. Um, tell me I'm wrong, Brandon.
I mean, okay, in a sense, but it's a little creative, if I'll be honest.
I hated it.
Fair, but still, like,
Well, okay. The reason I hated it, right, is because there's no incentive here for either of them to like do anything like they don't have to think out of the box. It's literally just you have 2 barrels. You must navigate the course with 2 barrels and not get tagged by your opponent. And that's it. Like there was nothing to watch. It was literally, oh, he's coming in. He's getting closer. He's getting closer. Oh, he's there, and he tagged him. Like I wish it was almost they have these barrels and they have to go grab a flag and get back, and the first person who grabs the flag and gets back to their starting position wins or something like that. Because at least it would have been interesting.
true.
I just wasn't interested in it.
I hate to say this because I have seen this concept before in on like live online reality games.
Hmm.
Now that I think about it, I'm just like, wait, I've actually seen this in an LRG. But
Hmm.
I digress because it's something that I really could again they basically elevated it but with like much different, but hey, I
Hmm.
I I mean I like it because it's like you still had to not only strategizing where you go, but you're basically like having to move a barrel to instead of like actually running toward each other. But I mean, hey, what can we do?
Hmm.
Also, hmm,
Comorian.
hello.
Hi. I
Hmm.
didn't realize that I pinged you guys in the wrong channel.
No, you're fine. Um, come. How do you pronounce your name again? I just need because like this is the first time I'm seeing you.
Kamorian.
Kamorian. Okay.
Hi,
Yes.
Hi.
Comorian.
Welcome.
How are you?
Hi. I'm good. I just came from the bathroom. There's a little quick emergency, so I'm back, ready and
Awesome.
charged.
Hmm.
We
What are
are
we? What
talking
are? Yeah.
about
Oh,
the
sorry.
Chris Tyler elimination.
Oh my
So,
god, yes.
quick question: did you like the actual elimination, or
Oh,
did
I
you think
actually
it
liked
was
it. I actually like it. It's
well?
very
Fuck
like
my
kind of.
drag.
Cause
No,
like
because I was saying that I actually kind of like this. So.
yeah, like it kind of puts you like under the pressure, kind of like you gotta like try to be faster than your opponent for them to catch you. It's like with the thing is the goal is like the goal is especially like you're like the person who's running from the chaser. Like your goal is to make sure like you're farthest from them as possible, and as your chaser, you want to get to them as quickly as possible with the fastest time. So I think it was very like under the pressure because you want to make sure you want to get to them very quickly so you beat the fastest time, and then your goal as the run to make sure like they don't beat you and make sure like
Mhm.
them getting you is longer. So yeah, it was a very like time pressure and then comp for sure, elimination for sure.
Brandon, can you give me the Amanda get the picture, please?
Yes. Hold
This
on.
is my reaction to this elimination, just in general. Like, like,
Oh
I
boy.
just I found it so anticlimactic for both of these two because I mean the thing about challenge eliminations is that they're supposed to make you like invested, right? And wanting to see who wins. I didn't really care, and I think that's part of the reason I've had such a struggle with some of the things that have happened this season because there have definitely been points that I've been like super stoked about. Cough cough Amira, um, you know, cough cough Monty. But this particular season, it's been harder for me to like really get invested in a lot of these eliminations because for the most part, they've either been boring challenges like Wes and Dusty's, like log roll, whatever. Um, and in my opinion, this one, or they've been complete one-sided like muggings with like the Tori John A and Michaela Tiffany of it all. Like I just, it's either people I care about getting their butt beat, or it's people I don't care about in a challenge I don't care about. So like,
Fair.
it,
That's fair.
it it it's been a bit rough, but I don't think the season's been bad. I think it's been better than the first one. But
Oh, a
Agree.
lot,
A
a
lot
lot better.
better.
yeah,
So yeah, we get the times for both of them because like they were trying to like chase each other. Like I didn't think it was like it did not feel like a minute 20 and a minute 52. Like
they put in so much filler confessionals in between in that during those times though.
mhm.
Like
Because like a minute like felt like they were doing I think a minute and a half like with confessionals in there. So I was very
Hmm.
confused. Like that did not feel like a minute. If I were
mhm,
doing this, it would take you probably like 5 minutes to do.
yeah.
Hmm.
So um so we get when I was like first seeing this, so when Chris was throwing the barrels at Tyler,
Hmm.
do you think that was a good strategy?
Hmm.
Because that at that
No,
point Tyler was trying to tag Chris.
I don't think it was a good strategy. I think it is a strategy that kind of worked, but that doesn't make it a good strategy. I mean, at least that's the way I look at it.
Yeah,
And
I
then
agree.
when Chris was tagging Tyler, like Chris just went straight to Tyler.
which was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So
Exactly.
maybe.
And then of course they brought everyone brought this up like while they were like watching Tyler do this. Like Tyler was doing like long like jumps like from barrel to barrel. And in my opinion, that wouldn't work because like it takes like the distance could take up your time because like the shorter the distance you are, you can like go a little faster technically.
I mean, you're also risking the thing of falling off the barrel. It's not like if you fall off the barrel, you can just like get back on. You lose if you fall off the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
So like, poor decision. Yeah.
So yeah, so I set the times 1:20 and 1:52. So Chris tagged Tyler in 1:20 while Tyler tagged Chris in 1:52, which means Tyler does get eliminated.
Yay. Woo.
I was kind of like, I wasn't mad. It was neutral reaction to honest too. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, I got to give props to Tyler. I think he did a very good job for his first ever challenge season for sure. I could definitely see him going forward, definitely on his first MTV season of the challenge. I think he's a very good candidate in the future as well. So, yeah, I mean, I would he did decent. I wasn't like about it. For me, I don't know. I think probably his for me, I was like, I think he was just so focused with Alyssa that kind of been like, I don't know. I mean, it was neutral. I wasn't like, happy or sad. Like, it was just neutral.
Yeah, it was neutral though. I did have a kind of have a softer side for him this season because, like, of
Hmm.
course, last 2 seasons of Big Brother, I did not like him. So, but seeing him like be kind of a different person now that he's no longer with Angela, um, which is I think was telling in a way.
Hmm.
So I was again, I was a bit like I felt bad because like I really enjoyed Tyler this season and I could see him in another challenge soon. Not sure if he's going to do USA or on MTV, so we shall see how that goes.
Well, when USA is getting outperformed by buddy games, maybe we won't get another season of USA.
Oh, actually, no, actually, you're kind of right because buddy games, the amount of drama like within the buddy games is like actually kind of crazy. Like, I think with the Patrick Queens, like they was trying to like go at it because the one person I think I'm not sure, but like it's actually a good decent show to watch. No shade, it's actually really fun.
Hmm.
Not even talking about like the quality of buddy games probably be being better than US too, but like from a ratings perspective, they have been crushing Challenge USA. So, you know, um, but yeah, so we lose Tyler here. I'm happy that a competent competitor to this four-person men's alliance is still here, though, which is why I preferred Chris staying to Tyler, even if I
Yeah,
don't really care about either
yeah,
of
no,
them.
I do prefer Chris over Tyler. Like,
Hmm.
let's just say that.
Mhm.
um, but yeah, on to the next episode. They get back to the house. It's safe to say that I now you can see now Chris is now like more aligning with the Survivor girls, so which I'm very happy to see.
Good
Because of
decision.
Yeah, good
mm,
for him.
yeah, and obviously since all the guys are like really against him, it's like it makes no sense because like it's basically how what was it um shoot like at this point already because I wouldn't say everyone is against Cassidy. It's more so just like because of how they're aligned. Cassidy's like on her own, like, and basically
Right.
Chris is on her own too, on his own too. But on this instance, Chris is able to try to realign with Desi, Chanel, and Michaela, which I'm very happy.
Excuse me. Um, I definitely think for Cassidy right now, the thing that she should be doing is trying to link up with the male vets because I mean she's alone. Like
Yeah, as far as the
these survivor,
females.
Chanel, Desi, and Michaela are not looking out for her. And I mean, granted, they probably
Mm.
shouldn't, but at the same time, for where she is at in the game, it just makes more sense for her to work with other people and try to work with somebody, you know?
Yeah, because that's when, like what I'm saying is just kind of like you're pretty much the guinea pig. Like when it comes to voting, like you're pretty much the one that you're gonna be like, you know what, Cassidy, easy choice, put into elimination. As far as that, so I think she needs to align now because, because both of her, I gotta give props. So both of her and Chris have been killing these eliminations. Like they have been really good. But I think just her downfall, just the not aligning with people, and plus just being the always person to pick for elimination. So I think that's kind of
Hmm.
like her odds are on her favor right now. So I can tell she's frustrated too about it too.
Yeah. Yeah, so we get back into the house, and then immediately, Desi and Chanel confront Michelle about the vote because obviously Michelle did not go with the Tory vote. Um, and this was unfortunate because obviously Desi and Chanel like was being honest with all this, be like, why did you go for Tory? And they were they were trying their best to like I wouldn't say like guilt trip Michelle, more so just like this is what we had to do for our game. And obviously Michelle didn't like that because I was just like we were aligned together, how come we weren't? Because fun fact, Michelle, again, you were playing both sides of the house, so you already picked your side there. So
I yeah, it's just
Unfortunate for her.
no. I don't even consider it unfortunate. To me, this was one of those situations where Michelle made her bed and now she has to sleep in it. She made her choice, and
Yeah.
the outcome of that choice, you know, it's gonna affect where she's at in the game. She picked a side, and if you're playing the middle, picking a side is risky. You never want to pick a side in the middle if you don't have to, and she did. So, her having to deal with the fallout of this, I don't feel bad for her because she made the choice herself. She didn't have to do what she did. And if she didn't want to vote for Tory, she could have just said, I'm just going to throw a vote on insert person here. And nobody would have been mad at that. I
Yeah.
mean, they probably would have been a little irritated, but they're not going to like actively come after Michelle,
Hmm.
which now they're going to do.
and also the fact with this many people in the game, like you will turn on each other. Like there's no escaping that. And the fact
Hmm.
that it's kind of a big deal at this point where it's like um and again, Michelle kind of like faltered in that because of the fact that again playing both sides of the house and then one side's already against you already right there. So um all right, next challenge, it's called brain squeeze. I love this challenge. I love this one.
Loved it. Loved it.
So brain squeeze was basically they had to like go into a maze of ruins, and had to gather 8 pieces of a puzzle to stack and then bring back to their station. Um, I love the fact that they had to go like back and forth,
Hmm.
and like thinking that they know that they have all the pieces because um, one team, well, team because they're all by themselves, they thought that there was only 7 pieces, but Michaela cracked the code where there were actually 8.
Hmm. Because I mean, they didn't tell them how many there were, so there's just like find all the pieces, come back, put together this puzzle. Pretty simple puzzle, nothing too crazy.
Yeah, it was just a big
Um,
stack. So
yeah. So we glossed over it though because Desi had reached out to Chris and like solidified, hey, we're not gonna come after you. You work with us, everything will be chill. Um, so in this challenge, Michaela is running back with one of her bags, and she tells Bananas there's only 7, everything's good. And if I'm Bananas, I'm not buying that, but hey, he did, so
he
good,
bought it.
good for him. He
Got
bought
it.
it hook, line, and sinker. So all of the male vets in Tori are like putting together the puzzle with a piece missing. Um, and then Chris comes back because Desi, I think it was Desi or Michaela, told him as they were running past that, hey, there's 8 pieces. So he's running back with his 8th piece, and Desi's like, hey, Chris, did you get all the pieces? And he's like, yeah, I did. Somebody's like, how many are there? He's like, 8. And at that moment, you just see, oh no! It like the end. All of the men, like all the color drains out of their face, and what little color is left on Tori Deal's face drains out of it as well. Um, and so they're booking it back. But at this point, it's a tiny puzzle. It's not going to take them very long.
Mhm.
And we got very good winners of this daily.
No, I am so happy about this because
Let's fucking go.
like I am so happy to see this because like you have no idea how much like I love Desi, but also the fact that Chris is like bringing himself back up after his game blew up like earlier.
Mhm.
Like this shows that like one misstep, but then like you can pick it back right up. But this is the
Exactly.
best way possible, unlike some certain season of Big Brother that's happening right now.
Yeah, I'm just so happy for Desi. Ever since she just got done dirty last season because on one person in particular,
Hmm.
I
Enzo.
really. The thing is, I keep it in real. Like, had it not been for Izzo being her part of like all Tino shit, I feel like she probably would have won last season for sure. I think she would at least would have made at least second place at least, or like
Hmm.
I feel like she probably would have had a chance to win. But unfortunately, this is her partner in a way. The circumstances last year is kind of like damn. So seeing her come back, I was like, I want her to win so bad, and just seeing her like wanting to win, actually like prove herself, like I'm just so happy this happened to her. So I really hope that she does make it in the end and does win. So proud of her. And then for Chris, just like you said, his whole like blew up. Like he was kind of like, the odds were against him. Now he's like just dominating, and just his win. It seemed like, oh, thank God. And plus the game, see the whole game just blow up. Like as far as like him winning. So I'm just happy for this outcome for sure, for
Hmm.
sure.
I want to go back to the maze real quick because, like, if I were to go in this maze, like, I would not expect myself to like go every single like crevice that's in that maze
Hmm.
but that was like smart on them because like they knew that was just like if it's not going to be like because how it was structured, like all the pieces were either in a hallway or in 4 different rooms. So the way that they were able to cut through some windows to be able to get through that.
Hmm.
um, I I feel like I'm glad that like this was like one of those challenges where like use everything to your advantage. So, and I'm so happy like they were able to do like Desi and Chris was able to do that, but be like, oh wait, work. Um, so we get back into the house. Michelle is angry.
I don't think angry is the right word. I feel like the right word is she is having a meltdown. As
Ooh, that's
so
good.
eloquently put by one Michaela Bradshaw. Um, so
Yes.
so the Michelle down is in full effect. Okay, she is losing it. She's getting into an argument with Michaela, who is keeping, as usual, the most calm, cool, level-headed anything. And Michelle's just slinging accusations and trying to throw dirt on Michaela's name like it's gonna help her at this point. Um, and then my favorite line of the entire thing, Michelle goes, "Yes, I am a mess." And then Michaela goes, "First thing we've agreed on about this entire argument." Again, this is a Michaela Bradshaw Stan podcast.
No,
If you are not on
literally.
the Stan train, you might want to tune in elsewhere.
No, literally. Michaela is everything. Like, just shuts down Michelle right there, right then, and just, and I just love how she's like eating her salad, just like I'm just like trying to keep my cool here, because this is what I do. I don't want to like blow up in your face, whereas Michelle is. So this
It
was.
was beautiful.
Mhm.
This might have been my favorite moment of the entire season outside of Amanda getting happy that Michelle got voted in
Mhm.
the first episode.
All right, so Desi and Chris have their nominations meeting. Um, of course, they were dead set on bringing Michelle, but they weren't sure who to bring in for the guys.
They made a mistake, a big one, I might add.
It was kind of a big mistake.
Hmm.
This was like as they were talking, like I know they were through a couple names, but ultimately it came down to Josh and Michelle.
I think the guy elimination did not matter.
Hmm.
Whoever they picked, it was almost guaranteed to be a girl elimination. However, you have sitting in front of you a golden opportunity to send in Tori Deal, okay? Who, as I have said thousands of times on this podcast, I don't
Hmm.
like her, okay? Never have, never will, but I can at least acknowledge that she is good at the physical aspect of the challenge.
True.
She's a strong competitor,
She
okay?
is.
You are taking it knowing that this is going to be a final where you are competing against her, right? Chris is down to do whatever. He doesn't owe any of these people any loyalty. This is the one time you are ever going to be able to put Tori in with zero resistance, right? And they take the shot at Michelle, who, let's be real, not that big of a challenge threat, not that big of a final threat. She's been in one elimination this season, and she almost lost to effing Amira. Like, why? When you have this golden opportunity, what are they gonna do to you? Like, what are you so afraid of them doing that you aren't gonna take the shot? And instead, you're taking a shot at Michelle. Because whoever you don't pick between the two of them, they're throwing Cassidy in. So, like, ugh. It was so frustrating because I get from a emotional perspective, Michelle was great for them, but, like, from a game perspective, you want to win. Just
Yeah.
throw in Tori. And then Josh, whatever, didn't care. But well, it wasn't going to be a guys' elimination. I mean, they're down to 5 guys, burgers and fries, and it was
Yes.
it was literally Chris is safe. Josh goes in. None of those men in that Final Four men's alliance from the challenge, right, are going to vote in each other to throw in against Josh. They're not going to do it. And the Survivor girls, if they're not the one that's at risk of going in, they're not going to do it either. So Josh is going to just skate by with a random nomination that won't matter because everyone wanted it to be a girls' day.
But at that point, of course, Josh was overthinking and thinking that he was going to be in because, again, on the hopper, like, what it just takes one name to like get into elimination. So, and we'll get into it with the votes because we'll get into it in the votes later. But I will say, this is my opinion, and of course, at that point in time, like, they knew they were gonna throw Michelle in, so, like, I expected it, but I do agree that the golden opportunity to bring Tori in because, again, Michaela tried to do it the last 2 weeks, last 2 episodes, like, has wanted to do it, but didn't want to take that move. Like, I just remember Chanel, like, wanting to take that move at that point, but at the same time, she didn't want to, for the episode prior. With the guys, I also agree because, like, it was, you don't know who you're gonna throw in. Like, at that point, I kind of wish, and this was like, I had thought that Chris was gonna throw in Fessy.
I was praying he would have. I would have been so happy.
Like, either Fessy or maybe even Bananas. Like,
I mean, no, you don't want Grandpa Bananas to go in yet. Let's let him chill. Let him hang out. No, I mean, okay, no, they didn't know what the elimination was yet, but if any of them were against Bananas, they would have beaten him in this. Okay, it's literally just brute strength with a tiny bit of finesse. Like, I mean, if Bananas does not have more than any man left in this competition. So, no offense, Bananas, you are a solid challenge competitor with a really great track record that has not really improved in the past 3 years, but that's okay. But it's whatever. Then we get to the bullshit of, I don't even want to talk about the strategy because the strategy was just boring.
There wasn't much. There was
nothing.
Usual.
It was literally just Michelle going to Josh and crying and saying, "I have to vote a guy. You just tell me who you want it to be, and I'll vote for him." And Josh is like, "I'm not gonna do that." and then Michelle's like, "Okay, I just feel really bad," and she starts crying, and I'm just like, "We liked her last episode." Ew.
I mean, I liked Michelle in the beginning of the season, but now it's just like, oh no, Michelle! Again, we were rooting for you.
We were all rooting for you.
But yeah, okay. So we get the votes. We get bitch. So we get the votes. We get 1 vote for Corey, 1 vote for Chanel, and 7 votes for Cassidy.
Cowards.
No, literally.
Cowards.
And to no surprise, it was a girls' elimination with Michelle and Cassidy. Now, literally, I will say this. I think this is pure, within their alliance. Again, the fact that it's Desi, Michaela, and Chanel all wind up going in the final together, which I love. I'm so happy to see because, like, again, the fact that Chanel has yet to go into elimination yet is like
Impressive.
surprising, but very impressive too. Like, I know Cassidy was like trying to like get Chanel in this, and I'm pretty sure Cassidy voted for Chanel here.
She did.
Okay,
Mhm.
good. So, and
Which
then
I
who
will
was the
say,
one vote for Corey?
that would be Michelle.
Yeah,
So,
Michelle.
Yeah.
obviously.
It's really fun to me. If I look back, I'm looking at the track record on Wikipedia, right? And anytime somebody's had a ball in the hopper, their name has the word risk on it, right?
Mhm.
You compare Michelle's track record to Cassidy's track record at this point, right? Michelle has only won a single challenge. It was the red team winning in week 4, right?
Mhm.
She has been in elimination once to this point, and up until now, she has only had her name in the hopper one time on episode 10, right, in the double. Cassidy, on the other hand, has won 4 challenges, been nominated 4 times,
Oh my
okay,
god.
went into elimination 3 times, and
One
has
free
had her name
one.
in the hopper every single episode but episode 2.
That's crazy.
Ah,
I'm just saying, who is playing the stronger game here? I just think facts are facts, America. Look into it. Okay.
so the elimination challenge is Hot Wheel. So they basically have to. It's basically like a tug of war wheel, and they have to with a light up torch in the middle. They have to light up their boxes, and then whoever explodes all their boxes first wins. This was a strength battle.
It was.
I loved it.
Oh my god, it was so cool. I loved it.
This is one of those eliminations that I feel like they should bring back because I definitely think it was interesting and it wasn't. I mean,
Mhm.
to a degree, there is a little bit of there's a lot of strength involved, but there's also you can't gas out, which somebody gassed out. You can't. You have to have the endurance too, and you also have to have a little bit of strategy. Like I firmly believe Cassidy could have won this without giving any points to Michelle, but early game, if you're Cassidy, I only have to keep her from lighting one of her fuses. If I can keep her from lighting that one, I'm good. Right? I don't have to worry about anything else. And Cassidy's like, I'm gonna score one, and when I score, I'm gonna let her score. So that way I don't have to fight her while she's trying to get that 1 point.
Mhm.
And I mean, Michelle did gassed out pretty quick in about 10 minutes.
Very.
She
Like,
did.
Yeah.
because you can tell how she was like trying so hard to like just turn that wheel, and
Mhm.
like they were like moving that wheel like willy nilly. I was
Mhm.
like, when I saw that, I was like, could see like the torch go from one side to another so fast. I was like, oh, honey.
Mhm.
But at the same time, like, I'm so happy to like watch like how they were like getting ready to do all that. So
Mhm.
And it was nice having Michaela actually give Cassidy instruction, actually, trying to help someone in an elimination for once, because, dear Lord, we don't see enough of that on the challenge, do we?
I mean, not to like put salt in that wound, but Tori did kind of like help out Sebastian, help out who
That
else?
was supposed to be dripping with sarcasm. I don't know if it didn't come across, but like no, like we don't see people interfering in eliminations on the challenge. Never, not once. That never happens. Like I can recall 5 instances off the top of my head this season, much less all time. So like,
Mhm.
yeah. But it was nice to actually see someone try to help Cassidy for once. I appreciated that because, dear Lord, they have left her to the wolves this season.
No, literally.
Mhm.
Like, again, like the way that like they really didn't want Michelle, and I was just like, whoo, work. And it was 1-1, and then Cassie just blows Michelle out of the water.
Dragged her. Just dragged that poor little girl.
Wait,
Poor
hold on.
thing. Bitch, please drag her.
Drag her.
Drag her, bitch. Drag her.
And then Michelle gets eliminated.
Well.
Yay!
Again,
Okay, to be
Michelle.
clear, I am not only mad at her because of this, I'm also mad at her for apparently getting into a fight with Big T on season 39. And I love Big T. So, yeah, bye. Bye.
Yeah. Like,
Um,
again, Michelle, you were great in the beginning of the season. Like, you had that strategy going, and then just these episodes, you were like, yeah, you basically like took one side and then just,
Mhm.
and which is why like Desi's so happy to see this elimination play out.
mhm.
Like, you can like see her confession. She's like, this is like the best case scenario. However, um, we'll see how next episode will turn out, because they said that there's like the biggest blind side in all of the season. So we shall see how that happens.
I,
I
I,
doubt it. I don't think they can
I'm
deliver
not
on
sure.
that.
I mean, if it is a blind side, I think it's probably going to be between the four guys alliance for sure. If it's talking about blind side for sure, because those four have been kind of like been core for the whole time. So maybe it might be them. Because I don't know. I think we see Josh like had like a breakdown on the floor. I'm not sure what it was,
Oh
but
yeah,
yeah.
I know
So
what you're talking about.
I have a feeling it might be Fessy or something.
Hmm.
I don't think it's Bananas. I think Bananas going to be in the final again for sure.
Yeah,
Corey in the final. I think for sure. Maybe I'm worried about maybe Michaela, Desi, and Shana. I feel like one of them might be like shockingly cut next episode because it is a double elimination and just
yeah,
them
it is.
four get
Yeah, hmm,
and Cassidy gets Tori. So we think if you just don't know, it's
yeah,
very
it
close
is a
to
double.
call.
It will be a double elimination
Hmm.
next episode, because the last two episodes are looming, because it's a double elimination and then it's the final.
Hmm.
I will say though, we are currently missing a staple elimination of the challenge that has not appeared this season yet.
And it was in
So,
the preview.
and
The
I'm pretty sure
preview.
it's what's happening next week. And if any of those girls are up against Cassidy or Tori in that challenge, I think Tori and or Cassidy is going to get stomped. So, I am praying that my Survivor girls and Chris make it into the final. Also Corey, because I like Corey. Um, Out of everyone else, don't really care. If uh, Obviously,
Mhm.
ideal for me would be seeing the eliminations of Tori and Fessy. However, because I cannot manifest everything, I'll just say this: as long as it's not Chris, Chanel, Desi, or Michaela, I'm fine.
No, same with me.
Hmm.
um, so as we are next time we see you guys, we're gonna know who won because there's only 2 episodes left, right?
Yeah.
Um, so why don't we just go ahead and ask it one last time while we still can? Brandon Gamorian, who are your 2 winner picks? I can't share because I already know who wins, but you two, go ahead.
As far as the females, either Desi, Michaela, or Chanel, one of those three. I think just as a black person in general, just seeing them three as black women just been packed together this whole time and just seeing them dominate this entire game, it just amazes me to see that. And just I just want one of them to win, but mostly I think I just want Desi. I feel like Desi deserves the most because this, especially what happened
The
this last
Enzo
season.
robbery.
Yeah,
The
this
Enzo
No,
Curry
robbery.
literally.
getting robbed, like
Hmm.
to me, it's not fair. But I hate it. I hate the rules because of that. Because I feel like she could have did it by her, like she could do this by her own self and would have about been fine. But unfortunately, if your partner quits, you're out too. So it's kind of like it's kind of fucked up for her to have to
No,
just be
literally.
living like that.
I'm still
So
reeling from that. I am still
yeah,
reeling
and
from
so
that.
coming back, like I want her to win. Like I feel like this is her time to win. So I think I really hope she does take good part. Far as the males, to be honest, I really don't care pretty much. I think we really care about like the women more, but I actually want Corey to win. Like, I feel like Corey probably won to win a very long time. So I just don't want bananas to win. It would be like boring. It would be obvious. So
Yeah.
anybody but bananas. Josh. I mean, I would like for Josh to actually get to a final, but I don't think he's gonna win, particularly as far as the male. So I don't see him winning. But maybe a final. Hopefully he makes it to his first final. But if he does, he's not winning for sure. Compared to he's got to go and get Betsy. To be honest, I don't really know. I really don't care about the males. I more care about the women in particular.
No,
So.
yeah. I'm on the same boat as well, because in the very beginning of the season, I said I wanted Desi to win it all. That
Hmm.
kind of slowly shifted to Michaela, because Michaela is everything. But
As always.
I, but one of those two, I don't care who wins, like Michaela or Desi.
Yeah.
As for the guys, though, the trajectory he's going, like honestly, like if Chris wins, like that would be like the biggest redemption.
I will say this: who I want to win as of right now, would be Michaela because God, I love Michaela. She has been one of my favorite people ever on Survivor. She's in my top 10 from the history of that show. And then, of course, we did not get enough of her when she was on the challenge to begin with. So I'm so happy she's made it to this point of the season. Uh, and then out of the guys, I would love for Corey to finally get a win. He freaking deserves it. He's one of the very few like recurring challenge vets that I don't want to punch every time they get on my screen. So that's a win for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's who I would want to win. I don't really care who wins out of the guys, though, to be honest, as long as
That's
it's not
fair.
Fessy.
I don't
As
want
long as
bananas
it's
to
not-
win. It's just boring.
I would rather it not be
Fessy
one
or
in there.
bananas? No, I don't.
No, because I like but bananas like he's good. Like we can't find like he's just good at this game. Like he knows his game like all the time. But like it's just boring seeing him just dominate so hard and then win. I just want somebody else but him to win, as far as the males all the time. Like, honest, you won so many challenges. You know what? Just put a West. Like, you're done. Like, you want a lot. You got a lot of money for it. Okay, like do these different shows. Like, because he's gonna be on House of Villains coming up this week anyway. So it's gonna start this week. So it's like but then it's like let's be done with the challenge. You did your best. You did a lot. Okay, you want a lot of money. Okay, stop being a money hogger. You're rich. Like somebody else went. Like, God damn it.
It's
Like,
not the only thing he's gonna be on because he's also on the cast of season 2 of the Traders US.
he's gonna
So
die quickly. I don't see him making far. He's gonna die for
what
sure.
if he's a traitor? um,
That's okay.
That would be obvious.
Okay. Last thing before we wrap up, how do we feel the fact that Bananas has been doing these so many shows? It's like I'm just trying to
take a
think. Like,
break, my guy.
no, I was gonna say like this feels like Michael Strahan doing like all the like all like. Well, I will say this like. He's under contract with GMA, Fox Sports, and $100,000 Pyramid. Same thing with how Kelly Clarkson used to do The Voice and the Kelly Clarkson Show at the same time. But
Mhm.
like, I feel like Bananas just doing these string of like reality TV, like just like one after another. Like, do you breathe? Do you breathe in between? Like, I get
He
it that
has to try. I mean, honestly,
I mean, he just
like
loves money.
he's
He
won
just loves
7 challenges, right? 7.
he's won 7. He's been on
Mhm.
like 20.
I mean,
So
he's been in
double
so
check
many
that stat.
finals. He's been in so many finals.
Let me
I
double
I'm
couldn't
just
check
trying to
that
count.
think,
stat.
like, because like all that traveling, all that like all the contracts and stuff. Like, how do you not like breathe in between on like? Because the fact that it's like traders and the like, well, traders and House of Villains like at the same time, like.
He has been in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 finals.
11.
He is an 8-time champion if you count Champs versus Stars, which no one does.
We
So
really don't. We really
we don't.
We
So if you
don't.
count Champs versus Stars, he is an 8-time champion. If you don't count Champs versus Stars, he is a 10-time finalist and a 7-time champion. And it's, I mean, I'll be real, it's excessive, but at the same time, he keeps winning, and they keep bringing him back, and he
It's
keeps
time to wrap
winning.
it up. Okay, cut the cord. Boom.
I mean, the
You
fact
know,
that Wes was able to retire after 20 years of doing the challenge,
allegedly retire.
allegedly.
I don't. Yeah, I don't believe that lie that he's married. West is,
Um,
But yeah, I just again I know there's like yeah, you have to at least take a break of some sort during all
Mhm.
that. So but who knows?
Mhm.
Like I don't know what he does, but let him be him, I guess. But yeah. But that's our coverage of this week for episodes 11 and 12 of the Challenge USA 2. Like I'm just shocked that I know it's taking this long for us to like cover all this because usually we would do every week. However, with how the pacing it was, because it started with 2 episodes a week, and now we're back at 1. Like we're dragging, of course, we're doing America's Best Dance Crew in between, but honestly, like it's for the best because Brooke loves talking about America's Best Dance Crew.
I
So.
really do.
And
And
then
yeah,
of course, like the fact that this was our something that we can like just go back and forth in a way, and I just love it. So
Yeah, and if you are interested in watching any of our coverage of America's Best Dance Crew, or watching our wrestling coverage, or Big Brother coverage, or Project Runway, or Survivor, or Amazing Race, or literally any of the other 100 shows we cover on the Cup TV, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. We would love to have you, or follow if you're on a different platform that is not YouTube. Um, hit that, punch that notification bell, give us a thumbs up, all that fun stuff. Do all the YouTube things, as as Logan often says. Um, and if you are interested in any drag competition show out there, from any international franchise of Drag Race that is still around and kicking, to Dragula, to La Mas Draga, go ahead and head over to our main channel. We have hit over 1,000 subs there, so if you want to go ahead and find that, it's in the description below. It's in the community portion of our page as well, and you can go ahead and follow all our coverage there.
Yes. Also, before we go and cheers, there is one thing that we did not bring out this week, and we gotta have to.
Oh, is it the boy? Is it the boy Piplup? Is it the boy? It's the boy
Oh,
Piplup. Okay,
yay.
let's see. Them nominating Cassidy instead of Tori left me feeling like this. Thank you. Okay. And also follow us on Twitter. All of our stuff's in the ticker down below. You've seen it throughout the episode. Oh, except for Comorians, but I don't.
Oh, so sorry about that.
We're good,
but,
we're good.
but yeah, and tune in 2 weeks to watch us cover the final 2 episodes of this season that's been going on forever.
Yay!
It's finally over.
Almost there. We're almost at the finish line. But yeah, cheers.
Cheers, everybody.
Goodbye. Goodbye now.
Goodbye. So long. Farewell. I've been listening to you.
Not the so long farewell.
For a while.
It's a bop.
The Bob.
It's a bop.